Hi guys, Sean here, and today I'm going to be doing my first ever tier list video. So we're going to be ranking players in the Premier League, and I'm going to be putting them in each tier based on how good I think they've been so far this season. So yeah guys, it's just my opinion, and so yeah, it's just my opinion, and you're perfectly entitled to have your own opinions. Obviously we're going to disagree. That's the fun part. We're not going to agree on all of them. Or maybe not even any, but obviously that's life. We don't always agree with things because how boring would it be if we all we're all different, and how boring would life be if we just agreed and we're all the same. Obviously different is great. Anyway, I'm gonna be ranking players on my opinion based on how good I think they've been. Subscribe, and hopefully I'll do more tier list videos. Anyway, so who should we start off with? We'll start off with James Maddison. I'll put in the top player section. I think he's actually been the signing of the season. Yes, he got injured against Chelsea over a month ago, but before that, he was probably he might have been the best player in the Premier before his injury. He was consistent. He had a great link-up play with Son. He got assists. He got goals. He won Player of the Month in August. He was just brilliant. Yeah. Alright, Garnacho's got to go in the top player section as well. I think he's been like the top of the top player section. I think he's the best player before the world class section. He scores the greatest goal of the Premier League era, scores on Champions League nights for Man United, scores two for Man United on Boxing Day as they complete a comeback. He's done so many things that will go down in the history books, and he's not even 20 years old. A couple of years ago, he couldn't have even ordered alcohol at a bar, and now, he could have even went to see. He couldn't even have went to see Scream at the movies 2 years ago in 2021. 2 years ago, he was still living. He couldn't even live alone. He couldn't even live alone 2 years ago. He's only 5 years older than me, and I'm 14. Honestly, what he's done at such a young age is phenomenal. Top player. Jadon Sancho's definitely going in the poor section. As a Man United fan, he has really pissed me off because he over 70 million and he's not got a single contribution this season. He's fallen out with the manager, and the other 2 seasons he pretty much did nothing then. He's definitely in the poor section. And he's getting. He's going out on loan to Dortmund. What I think, get him on that first plane back to Dortmund and get him out of Manchester United. I'll think good riddance when he gets out United. Almost forgot to say Almiron. Almiron's, I'd say, is a good player. Yeah, he's got in the Champions League. He's got on a few in the Premier League. You know what? He's been good. He's been a bit kind of consistent. I'll put him in the good player section. Who should I go for next? For the one I'm doing weird noises because I don't know how to whistle. Although, do you guys? Emi Martinez. You know what? I think he's been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season, and maybe even the best goalkeeper in the world in 2023. Obviously, we're in 2024 now, but yeah, I think he's been a top player this season. I think Emi Martinez, I've got to say, he's been a top player. Rashford. I'll put him slightly in the mid-player section. He's my favourite footballer, and I'm not biased, but he has 7 goal contributions, which obviously isn't good enough. He needs to improve on his goals and assists. Yes, he's doing some good passing. He's done some good assists, and but yeah, overall he's not had a good season. But I don't think quite in the same section as Sancho. That would be a bit harsh. Julian Alvarez, or is it Julian or Julian? I don't know, but regardless, Alvarez is definitely going in the world class section. He's won 14 trophies and he's only 23, and he's already won the Super Cup and the Club World Cup this season. He has 24 goal contributions, the same amount as Haaland, by the way. He's got the same amount as Haaland. I've got to put him in the world class section. Speak of the devil, we might as well put Haaland there. So obviously Haaland is going in the world class section. I've been an idiot not to put him in there. He's also got 24 goal contributions, but in 7 less games than Julian Alvarez. And so, yeah, I mean, he's been breaking records. They're consistent. He's got pace. He's just an exceptional striker. I mean, so yeah, just an exceptional striker, yeah. I'll put Son. So yeah, Son is a top player. So yeah, I think he goes in the top player section. So yeah, I think that's fair considering the fact that he's scored over 12 goals this season, or over 10 goals. So yeah, I mean, he bagged a hat-trick against Burnley. He got a brace in the North London derby. So yeah, he's been ripping it up in the Premier League. And so yeah, he's been consistent, does multiple good performances, has good passing, good link-up plays. So yeah, I've got to say he's been a top player, and of course he scored some absolute screamers here. I'll put him in the top player section. Anthony Gordon, I'd say, is a good player. Not quite, a top player, but I think he's definitely been a good player. He's probably the most improved this season. So yeah, I think putting him good is very fair. And plus he has some serious pace. He's fast, he's got agility, and gets a decent amount of goals. So yeah. Maguire, I'm also going to put in the good player section. So yeah, I've got to say Maguire. I mean, he won Premier League Player of the Month award for November, and so yeah, he's been impactful for United. Has done a lot of good blocks, interceptions, passes, and so yeah, and of course tackles. He knows how to tackle, does Maguire. So yeah, I'll definitely put him in the good player section. Bukayo Saka. So yeah, Bukayo Saka, I'll put in the top player. I mean, he's got 20 goal contributions. He's got the most goal contributions in the Champions League. And so yeah, he's skillful. He scores in big games. He scores wonder goals. I mean, so yeah, he's just a great young talent he is. So yeah. Mo Salah, so yeah, Liverpool's star man, and so yeah, I'll put Mo Salah in world class. I mean, you've got to. He's been one of the greatest players in the world this season. So yeah, I mean, he's got 22 goal contributions in the Premier League. I mean, who knows? He might even get more goal contributions this season than he did in the 17-18 campaign, when he ripped it up and got 42. So yeah, I don't know how Liverpool will do without him, considering he's going to AFCON. Although they have won 24 out of the 31 games, while Salah's not been there since he signed for them. So yeah, I mean, will they do well? Will they not do well without him? I mean, I just don't know. Darwin Núñez, this is an interesting one. Should it be good player or mid player? He has got 17 goal contributions. I mean, he did, and I remember how much his popularity exploded after his brace against Newcastle. But for me personally, he's been overrated this season. I mean, he's an £85 million striker and still misses open goals against Luton Town and in the Europa League. I mean, for a club like Liverpool, and considering he's a regular start for them, but I'll put him slight in the good player section, but he's definitely the worst player in that good player section. So yeah, it was really close to the mid player section, not gonna lie. So yeah, I've got to say, I think it's fair to put him in the good player section. I mean, he has got 17 goal contributions, to be fair, so yeah, I'll put him there. Declan Rice has got to go in the top player section. I mean, another consistent one who's just putting in good performances week in, week out. And might be the signing of the season. I'd say it's either him or Maddison. So yeah, I'm wondering who's going to be next. Cucurella, definitely poor section. I've heard some Chelsea fans call him Chelsea's worst ever signing. It could be, but yeah, he's definitely been poor this season, so yeah. I wonder who was to go for next. Ederson, I'll put in the good player section. I mean, I think Ederson's a bit overrated. I think Ederson is kind of overrated. But he is a good goalkeeper. I mean, he's been kind of quiet this season. I haven't really had much from him, but you know, he's still not really done any errors either. So yeah, I'll put him in good section. Kieran Trippier's got to go in the top player section. He's definitely been the best centre-back in the Premier League this season. And so, yeah, I mean, he was great in the Champions League, has been doing one great block after another. He's fantastic at tackles. And so, yeah, you've got to put him in the top player section. Jack Grealish, this is the most controversial one yet, but I mean, I'm calling it. He's in the mid-player section. I know you're all going to be fuming because I know how popular he is. I know how popular this guy is, and he's best friends with Haaland. But he costs £100 million and he has 5 goal contributions in 22 games. Mbappe against Gibraltar got more goal contributions in one game than what Grealish has in over 20. Yeah, so I get how popular it is, and I know this might be controversial, but yeah, mid-player, 5 goal contributions in 22 games isn't good enough if you're playing for the current best team in the world. He has less than Marcus Rashford, and everyone's saying Rashford couldn't get a goal contribution to save Man United if the club depended on it or something. So yeah, and finally, who should I go for next? And finally, you know what? I'll go for Rodri. So yeah, I think he's been the 3rd best player in the Premier season. So yeah, Rodri, he's impactful, he's got passes, tackles, most touches and passes of the ball in the league this season. So yeah, what a player he's been. So yeah, and Man City never seem to do well without him. So yeah, I'm calling it. He's been world class. So anyway, guys, did you enjoy the video? Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. So yeah, and I'll see you in the next video or YouTube short. Peace out.